Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tim, and I am recording this sort of as a my foyer into OBS. I've never used OBS before, and I am trying to see if I can get the hang of it. So I am planning on to show you how exactly I set my charts up, and I figured that would be an easy video to start with. I've made a video similar to this, but I figured I would share this because Aurox is getting a lot more popular as Bitcoin goes up in price, so I figured I would show everybody exactly how I go about using it. You can see I have my 4-hour chart pulled up. I always use a 4-hour chart. It's my favorite, obviously, but I think that the daily is a bit more significant, but that's a story for another video. For instance, I have the Bitcoin USDT pairing. So if I want to change that, I could come up here to the pair editor. So this is where you set your exchange. Okay, so you could pick from like numerous exchanges. I think there's over 50 of them, if I'm not mistaken. There's quite a few of them on here. Some of them have more data than others. I always stick with Binance mainly because that's the one I've been using since I started. And I don't even trade on Binance, but since my popularity rose with Binance on TradingView, really, it was a matter of wanting to keep that popularity going. So I just used the Binance charts, which is why I still use them to this day. So you set your Binances where I want it. So you come over here and you can set your trading pair. So whatever this is all the trading pairs Binance supports, which is Australian dollars, USDC. You know what that is? US dollar. Or there's Tether. There's all kinds of different nationality coins in here. So like rubles and all kinds of different ones. So you'll be able to pick multiple different coins. That's what's good about Aurox is they give you access to multiple markets. And they used to not have this option. I just noticed it now when I'm making this video, so it's really nice. They have all of the trading pairs instead of just the US ones that are more popular, but other people trade with British dollars or with the euro or you know what I mean with anything with Japanese dollars. It's just it's nice to see that there's a selection on here. So let's pick a trading pair. We're gonna pick these are Bitcoin markets. It says, but you could pick the Bitcoin trading pair or the U, and that's if you're gonna go against alts. You can't pair Bitcoin with Bitcoin. So I always pick Bitcoin with the Tether, mainly because the Tether market is the most liquid with Bitcoin. Other trade, and you come down here and you see how all of the trading pairs are these are all of the coins they have tied to Tether. So you could pick any one of these to chart. And you come down here and you find Bitcoin, which is what I'm looking for. But you could take anything. There's BitTorrent right there. They have that paired with the USDT. They have multiple coins set with USDT. So let's go ahead and pick a different one though, just so you can see it change. Okay. So I'm gonna pick USDT pair, but I'm gonna pick ETH this time, so we can go to Ethereum and see what that looks like. Or you can at least see it change, so you can see it, something happen on the chart. You know what I mean? Because you guys didn't see anything that last time I showed you. Uh, there it is, ETH right here. So I picked that. You can see how the chart's kind of thinking, and now it's about to change to the Ethereum chart, which is right here. So, see, it's the ETH USDT, and you could tie accounts to it and even trade from Aurox. I don't do that. I'm not very good with computers, but if you ever wanted to do it, it's the totally available option on this site, and it's a very versatile site in that respect. And if I could learn how to do all this stuff, I probably would, but I just take the long way around on everything because I'm such a klutz with computers. So anyways, I'm gonna change it back to the Bitcoin pairing because I like that better. But that's just a simple way of showing you guys how to get your pairings on. Uh, it's a little bit different than TradingView is in that respect. So you just need to understand how you can change your your preferences or charts if you want to. I changed it back to Bitcoin, so you'll see it change. And also, you have two other quick setups where you can set these up and change to them very quickly as well. And I don't ever look at other charts. You can see the last time I remember doing ICX for somebody ages ago, but you pick one of these and change to that chart. You know what I mean? And you can even add more. So like if you want to change to a chart real quick, you can always do that. It's a really versatile site. TradingView doesn't have that option. So another thing is adding a widget. You come over here and you can add alerts. Like for instance, you want to add an alert. Say, come down here. Well, maybe the alerts don't work. Let's try some other stuff. Order book. Oh yeah, that's right. It's because I have it maximized. That's why. There we go. See how it's minimized now? It's really hard. There's my alerts. Okay, yeah, you gotta minimize that chart. You can't really minimize it though. You don't want it to disappear. But it's one of those things, guys, where you have to learn how to use this software properly. And you can see that there's a lot to it. You know what I mean? And that's why I usually don't use these alerts and stuff because I don't like all the stuff coming in the way of my chart. But if you like it, this site is very versatile. It has a lot of stuff. There's my order book. You can have that on the chart. You can, I mean, on the screen at all times if you feel like it. You could take your recent trades, and I've had that on there for ages, but I just forgot it was on there because I've been maximized. Now alerts, that's what it is. You go to you want to set an alert. You need to I'm not sure exactly. I've never set an alert. Okay, here we go. New alert. You must assign a valid symbol to this component with the exchange. Okay, so you have to figure out how to set an alert. But it's possible to set alerts on this. I never use this site to set alerts. I always use my Coinbase app on my phone, so I've never done it. But it is possible to do it, guys. And this video is mainly just to see if I can get this OBS working properly. So it's gonna have a little it's not going to be the best quality. But we'll deal with it, guys. I'm going to maximize this again. But adding widgets is as simple as clicking on that button and adding whatever the heck you want. You know what I mean? And so that's another thing that Binance doesn't typically or doesn't have available where you can look at all of that stuff at one time. I think it actually does have some of that stuff available where you can look at it at the same time. But I mean, not Binance, but TradingView. It's just Aurox has a few things that I prefer over TradingView, and I'm trying to show you some of that. I mean, the indicators. I'll tell you right now, if you don't pay for your membership on TradingView, you can only use 3 indicators, which is why you only see 3 indicators on my chart. I stopped paying them, so they stopped allowing me to use multiple indicators. And even when you pay them let's say you pay them the minimum, like $30 a month or something like that, then you can only use like 5 or 6 indicators. And then if you pay them the maximum, which is almost like $80 a month or something like that, then you can use unlimited indicators, which is ridiculous. Just let me use as many indicators as I want. You know what I mean? Traders are all different, and you shouldn't charge me to use that. That's what bothers me. Is they're like, oh, you want to use more indicators? Well, you got to pay us. And it's ridiculous. I just can't have 3 indicators on my chart because they say, oh, you're not paying us enough. You know what? I'm not paying you another dime. I'll go to Aurox. They're free, and they let me put as many indicators on the chart as I want. Let's start with this Bollinger Bands. There we go. You see they're on there now. I will adjust them in a minute. I'll show you guys to make everything nice because I want to show you guys how to use this site thoroughly. So I'm going to put every indicator I use on there, which includes the Ichimoku cloud. You always see that on my charts. And I'm going to do some adjustments to that as well to make it more visible. Moving averages, you always see those. You know what I do? I click it twice. Click it once, and you see it pop up on the chart. Okay, so you see it's a 9-day or nine period moving average. So it would be 9 4-hour candles in the moving average is how the average is devised. And I'm gonna click it again because I like to have 2 moving averages on my chart. So I went ahead through 2 of them, and you see how they're orange and blue. That's by default, but I automatically make the orange the 50 MA and the blue the 200 MA because that's how everybody recognizes my charts. And you could tell my charts from a mile away. If you know it's a Tim chart, you know what those red, orange, and blue lines are. So I always try to keep things like that the same. I like to have MACD on my chart lately. It's been I like it. I mean, I really didn't like it at first, but my friend Ernie really turned me on to it. And I've been using it over the RSI lately. I'm not saying the RSI is not important. I'm just saying that uh, I don't like having multiple different charts up because it takes away from the candles. So I usually only pick one additional chart to put underneath, which is either the RSI or the MACD. And lately it's been the MACD. I've been having a lot of you can even throw volume on there if you want. I don't like throwing it on there though. But like I said, let's do it. Let's see how many we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you wanted to do this on TradingView, you would have to spend like $60 a month just for the membership to use 6 indicators. And look, I don't even think that's it. I think we could put more on there. Let's do this Scholastic RSI. There's another one, 7. Let's see how many we can get on there, guys. Okay, let's do another moving average. 8, 9. Look, there's 10. I'm not even going to add any more. This is a free site, and you could add 10 indicators to it. What more can you ask for? Why would you go to TradingView and pay them $100 a month just to add all of these when you can come over here for free and do it? So, I mean, I'm not over here trying to blow TradingView out of the water, but I am doing it because they treated me like crap a while back. So screw them. But I'm not gonna play games like that. I'm not gonna recommend anybody that's gonna make me I'm number one analyst on TradingView for many months, and they want me to pay to use their site when I attract visitors to their site, and my analysis actually gets people to come to their site every morning. And when I stopped posting there, people were upset, so I started posting there again, but I stopped paying them. So now they're kind of like, I think they're kind of egging me, like, you start paying us again, we'll let you share your links and stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't care about that. I'm not paying y'all a dime. I don't like TradingView. They're kind of like cutthroat, and it just bothers me. But anyways, there's a lot of good uses for Aurox, guys, and I just pleaded a great case for you could throw 10 indicators on there at once for free. And if you wanted to do that on TradingView, it'd be $100 minimum. You know what I mean? I don't even know if you could do 10. They might not even allow that. But I got all these indicators on there. I don't even like having the volume on there. But MA, okay, so let's go on and change these settings, guys, because I want you guys to understand how to do it. And we're going to start down here with the MACD. The reason why is because I don't think that blue and red line is very good, okay? So you can see the histogram, which is this weird line on the back. And what I need to do is I need to study the MACD a little further because I'm not exactly sure what that is. It looks like I can understand it sort of, but I do know what happens when the blue and red line cross each other. But that's not what I want to change those lines to a yellow line and make it as dark as I possibly can because there's no reason. And you may even increase it just slightly. This is how big the line will get. So you can make it more visible in that respect. And now the signal line is the other line. And I'm going to make that line, let's say light blue. And I'm going to turn the opacity to 100%. That way it shows you clearly where the line is and you don't have any doubts, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about is okay, so look at it. All you have to do is look at how this works. When the yellow line crosses above the blue line, we went up. When the blue line crossed back below, or I mean above the yellow line, we went down. So it's just easy to tell, guys. I know people that are Ernie. One of my friends told me he did some trades off of just the daily MACD alone. I think it was a daily, and man, he made some decent money just trading off of the swings of the MACD. And he said, he didn't win everything, but it's just interesting to hear of experiments like that in a market that is still brand new. Basically, it's not even 15 years old, so we just don't have all the data necessary like we do with the stock market or something. But that's how you adjust. That's how I can make the MACD the way I want it to be. You do it however you want it to be. The settings are all up to you, and you'll learn it as you go. It's the same way on TradingView. So if you do use TradingView, the settings to change the same way. But Aurox is better. That's why I like it. Okay, so inputs. You're gonna come to MA. Okay, so it's set at the 9. Okay, that's how. So 9 means it's covering 9 of these candles in a row. And that's why you can see the line is right in the middle of everything. It's because a 9-day moving average is not or 9, even 4-hour candle moving average. It's just it's too tight to the candles for my liking. What I like to do is change this to at least 50. Other people like to use different 20-day, and that's all. 20 period is what I should say, because it's not 20-day moving average when you're okay, I didn't mean to change that one to 50. I should have changed that one to 200, because that is the blue one. I always make the blue the 200 MA, and then you go to style also and go to your line and change the opacity to 100% and make it the second at least, because that MA is a big deal, and it should be very defined on your chart, in my opinion. Now let's go to the other MA. Go to settings. All right, let's go ahead and change the line now. We'll do the opacity at 100%. There's always these stupid things that you would think nobody wants their opacity lower so they can hardly see the line. You know what I mean? But I guess every trader's different. And go to your inputs, change it to 50 for the orange. That's what I do. Now you can see that orange changed, and now it's down here. So it shows you I have the 200 MA set, the 50 MA set. Now, what are we going to change with the cloud? Let's come in here, and I'm going to do something with the cloud that, I haven't really, I don't really have an explanation for it. I could tell you that Todd Blackburn taught me this, and I've always done it ever since he taught me. He said, remove that lagging span. It's worthless. I don't need it. Now, I can tell you right now that there's some Ichimoku Cloud fans that are going to tell me I'm wrong about that, and they're going to explain to you why. And they may be right. I don't know everything about the cloud. I'm not the brilliant rocket scientist behind the cloud. I just know how it interacts with candles, and I know the lagging span doesn't help me because I don't understand how it works. I was never trained to use it, so instead of having another line on my chart, I just remove it. And I leave all the other ones though, but you can change the inputs. And by doing that, you'll change it to a 24-hour period, but you need to get the right coordinates from somebody that knows, you know what I mean? And I could figure it out for you if you don't know. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But you enter the coordinates all here, and then it will change it to like a 24-hour cloud. And people say that's necessary for Bitcoin because Bitcoin's a 24-hour market. But from my opinion, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think most people come in here and change these numbers out of fear that they will mess it up. You know what I mean? I know that's how I am. I've changed them before, and you can always go back to defaults. But people are just worried that they're going to screw something up, and they just don't understand on something they barely understand, anyways. So when people open up a cloud, like the first time I did, the last thing on my mind was changing these things. I just open the cloud and let the chips fall where they may, and the cloud works. It works on the 24-hour settings in some cases, and it works on the the stock settings, which is this. And the reason why is because I think people don't change the stock settings onto crypto settings like people expect them to. I think some people do and some people don't, which is why both methods seem to work. And it's just the logic in the trading markets. One side is 50 and the other side is 50%, and both sides are going to work at times. And that's why the cloud probably doesn't work as well as it could at times, in my opinion. Is if people all were on the same page and used the same coordinates, we would all see the cloud in the same way. You know what I mean? Because if you change these coordinates, the cloud turns out different. But let's go. I'm getting a little too deep into that. What I want to do is I also want to show you. Okay, so the plots background, which is the red and the green. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. I want the opacity of the green to be a little deeper. Okay, so you can see it changing over here, right? So watch. Just let it change to however you want it. You know what I mean? You don't need it to be super dark, but you want to be able to see it, in my opinion. So I changed it to right about 50% or so. And okay, so I'll go ahead and stick with that. Now I'm going to come to this red one, and the red opacity is at 10%. But you can't really see much red unless I move this. Let's see. Because you can see the red back here now. So I'm going to leave the red right about there. I think that's decent enough for me to read it. And it's all a matter of preference, guys. You do whatever you want. You know what I mean? So, okay, this is how I want my cloud to be. I think that's perfect for me. All right, so now I come here to Bollinger Bands. I had to change everything to my preferences, guys. And once you change it, you don't have to go back and forth unless you knock the get rid of the indicator off your chart. You know what I mean? Like if you eliminate all the indicators off your chart, it will make you redo all of these settings again. So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. If you don't need to eliminate the if you don't want to redo all these settings, don't remove the indicators. You know what I mean? Because man, it's a pain in the butt sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, to fix all these settings again. So what I'm gonna do is you can come in here and make the lines white, which is nice, I think. I'm going to go ahead and do the lower line white as well. And it's kind of just a way of preference, guys. And I'm going to see how that works out. If people like that, I might leave it like that. That's pretty, I think it looks pretty slick if you ask me. It shows you exactly where the Bollinger Bands are. And what do we notice? When they get tight, it means volatility is coming. And especially like right here, it got so tight. And then we started breaking up. And we got tight right about here before Elon's pump. That was the one where Elon Musk made a tweet and we went up like 6 grand in no time. But it was one of the biggest green candles in Bitcoin's history on a 4 hour. But you just saw how I changed all of these settings, guys. And that is just one part of Aurox. There's all sorts of different things. Like, I mean, everything that's on TradingView is on Aurox. So you get this trend line right here, right? You could draw a trend line. Let's say you want to draw it from this high to over a year. All right, so you got your little trend going here, right? Well, you don't know if the lines are touching perfectly. It doesn't look like they are here. So what I'm going to do is show you guys another trick. Since I'm here, I'm going to delete this. I thought I was going to delete it. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm pressing delete and saying like all I have to do is press delete for it to go away, but it won't work. All right, so you turn your line on. Come down here and turn this magnet on, okay? And you'll see why, okay? Let's go. You see where that crosshair ends up? It kind of retracts away from the crosshair I'm moving. This one right here. Once I get close enough to a candle, it sticks to the top of it, okay? And if you don't want it to stick to the wick, go a little deeper and it'll bring it to the top of the candle instead of the wick, which is maybe what you want. Some people don't read the wicks, and I don't. I mean, I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I use the wicks, but if you don't want to use the wicks, you can always move it down a little further. So look, this magnet will make sure that you are set on exactly where you need to be. Okay, so look, watch. You see how it's sticking to the top of all of those candles? That's pretty cool. You know what I mean? It makes sure that you don't set it in the wrong spot. You know what I mean? Like, or if you're a little off, a lot of traders will say, "Hey, man, that's not right," and you could be $10 off, but they're gonna catch you. And one thing that this thing is good with, it's not so much those lines like that, but if you want to draw a fib, you're gonna get a lot of people that complain if you don't use this magnet setting. Because look, you need that magnet to set it exactly on that wick, and then on this is a little bit harder because it doesn't extend out like the one on TradingView. So they need to fix that because I want to see the possible future of this. So what I try to do is I try to line the top up the best I can. It's not always as easy as it looks, guys. All right, let's say that. I'd say that's decent enough. But that bottom one's definitely stuck to the bottom of that candle. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts with that magnet. That's a great tool, guys, and I just can't emphasize it enough. For certain things you put on the chart, like I just threw the fib on there for you. You saw how I did it. I went from the low over here to the high over here. So the magnet comes in handy when you're doing stuff like that. Now, all of these tools are different. You can add text with this. You see, it comes out right there. It's pretty easy. Double click it if you want to adjust it, and you can even adjust like the to whatever you want. Whatever font you desire. You can adjust it to the size you desire. You can make it bold. italicized. You can do a background to it. A background is sort of different, and a border as well, which kind of puts a line around the. Okay, so you can do the text wrap means that it will go down to the next line. If not, it will just keep typing in a straight line if you take that off. So text wrap is good because you don't want to keep typing forever.